5.0 is men elevating men. 5.0 is setting a new trend. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. 5.0, 5.0, let's go. 4.0, let them hoes in the go.
And I'm trying to show you just what I'm all about. And hours, big hours, baby, time running out. And I can't afford to lose a dime on the house. You're proving you're betting my dollar. You're losing your leverage, my dollar. You rude, you not ready, my dollar. Why run your mouth? And you made the list of things that I'm cutting out. And you can lead a different team around. 7 out. Okay. Proving you're betting my dollar. Okay. Losing your leverage, my dollar. Okay. Prove you not ready, my darling. Yeah.
THANOS, man. That just getting started, man. Hey, it's a vibe, man. I found me a vibe today, man. Hey, is everybody ready to vibe out, man? We ready to vibe out, man. It's time to get super, man. We trying to get super right now, you know what I'm saying? So we about to vibe out right now, man. If you ain't heard this before, I know you might be mad you ain't heard it before, but you're about to hear it right now. Perfect time to podcast. It's a vibe. THANOS Monday, it's a vibe.
I'm trying to show you just what.
Share the show. It's a vibe. Let's go. It's a vibe. Let's go.
And I'm trying to show you just what I'm all about. And hours, big hours, baby, time running out. And I can't afford to lose a dime on the house. You're proving you're betting my dollar. You're losing your leverage, my dollar. You rude, you not ready, my dollar. Why run your mouth? And you made the list of things that I'm cutting out. And you can lead a different team around. 7 out. Okay. Proving you're betting my dollar. Okay. Losing your leverage, my dollar. Okay. Rude, you not ready, my darling. Yeah. It's amusing. You rude, you rude, you get lost in music. Yeah. Music. Get lost in music. Yeah. Sticks and stones may break my bones, babe, but I don't trip when you not home, babe. I can't get mad at my phone when you're not with me, but you're not alone, babe. No, this isn't blasphemy. When you sipping in your feelings, you don't think to ask for me. I ain't tripping, get offended, or just take it gradually. Rain and sock your majesty. Every rock I threw in the song will be lying at your feet. Baby, don't even ask for me. That's you tryna fill up one day accent with some gas for me. Guarantee some ass for me. Yeah. You know what the saying is. Cash or check or debit credit won't be on my way till I know which method you paying with. Your value not making sense, but which places you placing it. If you wanna be priority, you gotta stay with it. Come on, put your foot in it, baby. I don't make time casually. Minutes till monetary, you always end up taxing me. No, this isn't blasphemy. When you're sipping in your feelings, you don't think to ask for me. I can trip and get offended, or just take it gradually. Rain us out, your majesty. Every rock I've thrown, the song will be lying at your feet. And I'm trying to show you just what I'm all about. And hours, big hours, baby, time running out. And I can't afford to lose a dime on the house. You're proving you're betting my dollar. You're losing your leverage, my dollar. You rude, you not ready, my dollar. Things that
THANOS Monday! Let's go! I want to show you what I'm about, baby girl. Just all about. Hey, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. I need my microphone. Let's go. Get ready, my God. Hey.
Cutting out, and you can lead a different team. 7 out. Okay. Proving you're petty, my darling. Okay. Losing, you're leverage, my darling. Okay. Rude you, not ready, my darling. Yeah. It's amusing, you bruise you, get lost in the music, yeah, music, get lost in the music, yeah. Sticks and stones may break my bones, babe, but I don't trip when you not home, babe. I can't get mad at my phone when you're not with me, but you're not alone, babe. No, this isn't blasphemy. When you sippin' in your feelings, you don't think to ask for me. I ain't tripping, get offended, or just take it gradually. Rain and sock your majesty. Every rock I threw in the song will be lying at your feet. Baby, don't even ask for me. That's you tryna fill up one day accent with some gas for me. Guarantee some ass for me. Yeah. You know what the saying is. Cash or check or debit credit won't be on my way till I know which method you paying with. Your value not making sense. Which places you placing it. If you wanna be priority, you gotta stay with it. Come on, put your foot in it, baby. I don't make time casually. Minutes till monetary, you always end up taxing me. No, this isn't blasphemy. When you're sipping in your feelings, you don't think to ask for me. I can trip and get offended, or just take it gradually. Rain us out, your majesty. Every rock I've thrown in this song will be lying at your feet. And I'm trying to show you just what I'm all about. And hours, big hours, baby, time running out. And I can't afford to lose a dime on the house. You're proving you're petty, my darling. Right. You're losing, you're leverage, my darling. Right. Rude you, not ready, my darling. Right.
Oh, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe, boy. Hey, you ain't ready? You're not ready? You're not ready. THANOS Monday, Perfect Timing Podcast. Hook your boy up. It's the HBO special, man. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the like, man. Hit the notification bell. You know how it go. They said it before, but we made it live here first, man. I'm live on 3 channels right now. Perfect Timing Podcast, Perfect Timing Podcast Live. I'm also live on Facebook. We multi-dimensional. We cross-platform. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok, Ricky Rocket. Make sure you go and watch all of my shorts. You got me going crazy, man. I got 30,000 views. Thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you to all of my viewers. Thank you to YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. 32,000 views. Just last week, I announced 20,000 views. In 1 week, 12,000 views. Let's go. Let's go. 5.0, 5.0. It's a lot of talk. It's a lot of talk. You gotta walk the walk. If you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk. Go to my About page. Go to my page. Go to the About tab. Real views. No fake views. They removed the views. I came to my analytics. I was so happy. Congratulations, 5.0. Congratulations, 5.0. 32,000. Y'all want it? Let's look. Let's take a look, they might not believe us. They might not believe us. 32,000 views. Let's show the people. Oh, it says 26. They took some away. Hold on. They trying to take some away. They said 26,000. I just was here. They said 32,000. Let's see. 30,000. 30,000 right there. Right there. 31,000. Come on, man. Why y'all playing with me? Come on, let's show the people, man. Let's show the people one time, man. Cause it's a victory for 5.0, man. It's a victory for 5.0, man. We only been doing this for a few months, man. 32,000 views, man. We only been doing this for a few months, man. 32,000 views, man. Thank you 5.0, man. Thank you 5.0, man. 32,000 views, man. Y'all see it, man. 32,000 views, man. Just last week we had 20,000 views. Now we got 32,000 views. Make sure you go over there, check out the shorts. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, man. Got my wife, got my kids, man. Thank you, everybody in the chat, all of my 5.0 brothers, man. We got Ken, She, I'm Listening, Son Claude, Pastor 40, everybody that supported the movement from the beginning, man. It's been a grind, man. Over 200 videos uploaded. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm listening. Thank you, Ken, See and Red. They've been rocking out me from the beginning, man. So I saw that and I was just so elated. But I couldn't have the victory alone. I got to share the victory with my brothers, man, because we are the table. And I wouldn't have the views if you didn't watch. I wouldn't have the subscriptions if you didn't subscribe. So I want to say thank you. I can't say thank you enough, man. This is a victory for all of us. I think we've accomplished this goal together. The individuals who are here now have really helped me, educated me, helped me as far as my message and really supported me through the ups and the downs. And so 5.0 has come a long way. We've done a lot of work. We really solidified ourselves in this space. And in the beginning, it didn't seem like I'm extremely confident. So I go into things knowing that I'm going to accomplish them and it's going to be done. And I didn't realize till I was already knee deep in 5.0 what I had created and what I had started. And it was too late. I had to keep swimming. It was sink or swim. So I depended on my brothers. I depended on my God. And thank you to my brothers and to my God. Let's get our prayer in. Because what better time to pray is when you have an opportunity to give thanks. Because we have so much to be blessed about. Because we're going to talk about some things today that could be like, could take your mind other places. But I want to give thanks. So you know how I give thanks. You know what I'm saying? I pray, man. I pray, man. I lift it up, man. Prayers go up and blessings come down. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do over here. You have your methodology. You have your modus operandi. But over here, man, we take reverence. We take time out. We say thank you. We show respect and honor to our brothers. Because like I say, if my brothers are not subscribing, if my brothers are not watching, if my brothers are not supporting, then we don't get to 30,000 views. And we don't have father power being broadcasted out there the way it needs to be broadcasted. So we're going to take a minute to say thank you and to say a blessing unto the whole 5.0. God, thank you for this opportunity once again to come before you. And again, Father, thank you so much for your blessing with making our message louder and highlighting the message that you've been giving us, Father, and the work that you've given us and the challenge and the calling that you've given us. We want to say thank you, Father, that the message is getting out there because we are fleshly and we are spiritual. So we both have to feed both of those desires. And you know that we are your children and we are limited in our range. And so you make sure, Father, that we have both things fulfilled. And Father, I tell you, it's been hard. So thank you for this fleshly blessing. And I want to say thank you. Again, I come to you humbly, Father, with my head bowed, my eyes closed. And I want to say, please, Father, divinely inspire the message. Continue to bless all the listeners. Bless my family, my wife, my children. Give them safe passage to and fro. All of the listeners who happen to be truck drivers and at work right now, I pray a blessing upon their safe passage. And I pray that they are successful in all of their endeavors. Again, Father, bless all the listeners. May they be a blessing. May they be a blessing. May they be a blessing. May this message be a blessing unto them and those who hear it. this word. I ask all these blessings in your name. Amen, amen, amen. So we in the building, man. So today, we're going to get into this Thanos Monday Superpower Hour. We're going to talk about a beautiful topic today. Thanos Monday is bam, 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 bam. Thanos Monday is such a beautiful thing because Thanos Monday has materialized into this beautiful thing that everyone now, I hear Thanos Monday echo across the manosphere. I love it. You might not call it Thanos Monday, but it's not about the name Thanos Monday. It's about the ideology. It's about self-love. That's why Thanos Monday leads into Watch a Taco Tuesday. Then that goes into, like, Wednesday is a little pause, but then that goes right into Selfish Thursdays. This is all an amalgamation. Thanos Monday is about this ideology that you hear across the manosphere. Now, Thanos Monday is saying this. Thanos was a Marvel superhero character, right? And today's message is going to be about needs versus wants. I'm going to play a video. This is a live reaction show. It's a live reaction show. So I'm going to react live to the video. We're going to get to the video. I know I'm taking a lot of time, but I'm going to get to the video. Thanos was a Marvel superhero comic book character. Fantasy. Thanos is not real. Thanos is not a real character, right? I'm using Thanos to make a point, right? Thanos had a mission given to him by the Eternals, by his spiritual leader, by his spiritual God. He saw a problem. He saw a solution to the problem. But there were individuals who wanted to stop him because they felt like his solution was negative. Now, when I first brought to you Thanos Monday, I wanted to explain to you that there is no such thing as negative or positive or good or bad. In this world we live in 2022, there's only control. Today on Brother Sanchez, I heard people talking about control. When I talked about control, I talked about the different definitions and the motives, the different mechanisms of control. You have control in the laboratory sense, you have control in the physical sense. So we went into that. So the question I asked my listeners, my brothers, my sons, my wife, my sister, is that Thanos had a calling, and Thanos had a power, right? And what was so powerful about Thanos and the glove in the hand, and what I ask you every Monday, is that it wasn't likely that he snapped his fingers and half of the universe people died. It wasn't a light thing. He had to go through a lot of suffering. He had to go through a lot of pain. He lost the one person he loved. Thanos did not have love. He loved one person, his adopted daughter. In order to get the soul stone, he had to sacrifice that love. I talked to you about being a parent, how my father sacrificed his friendship with me in order to make me a man that he could be a friend with later. I'm giving you this background at Thanos Monday to ask you the same question we ask you every Monday. And today it will be crystallized by needs versus wants. And the question is, if you had the power. Now, if you're listening to this superpower hour, you know you possess the power. So when I've asked a question, it was a trick question. So I'm asking you again, son, brother, if you have the power, and I know you possess the power, you wouldn't be here if you weren't powerful. If you had the power, would you do it? Would you do it? Would you remove all of the barriers between you and your goals? Would you remove all the negativity? Would you remove that imaginary wall that stands between you and perfection, that stands between you and mastery? I read you a verse last week from my teacher. He said that perfection is behind an imaginary wall. He said mastery is behind an imaginary wall. We believe perfection and mastery is only for the rich. You have to be born into mastery. You have to be born into perfection. It's not true. I revealed to you what is your superpower. I told you that from the perspective of a pimp, that's why we going with power and pushing P, that if you do not recognize, the teacher told you, if you do not recognize that this thing between your ears is a powerful tool, a powerful weapon, then it will be manipulated against you. So today we're going to watch a video. We're going to react live. We're going to talk about needs versus wants. My brother, son, Claude, this is a point that he illustrates a lot. Needs versus wants. And this is all about success. This is all about power. This is all about harnessing your power, understanding your power, being powerful. The one thing I would share with you, the reason why we go into this is in my studies, what I've learned, and this is the one thing that doesn't get shared. What I've learned in my studies is that this thing that we're discussing is not a given. A lot of men, we characterize and we judge other men as if this thing is a given. It's not a given that you know how to play basketball. It's not a given that you know how to swim. These are called skills. It's not a given that you know how to be an electrician. She has a lot of different skills. She had to learn and perfect those skills. You go through something called an apprenticeship. And the goal of being an apprentice is to one day become a master, become a professional, to perfect. A professional perfects his craft. A professional is a master electrician, a master plumber, a master mechanic. Have you guys heard these terms before? I'm going to say it again because they put it behind a wall and then they took the trades out of the high school. So you don't understand apprenticeship. You don't understand mastery. You don't understand perfection. So when perfect says perfect, be powerful, be super, it seems elusive to you. Fantasy is not fantasy. I told you perfect was always right in front of my face. I had created an imaginary wall. I created the roadblock. You are creating a roadblock in your mind to mastery and to perfection. If you go into being a plumber, you got to be an apprentice first. If you go into being an electrician, you have to be an apprentice first. If you go into being a mechanic, you have to be an apprentice first. If you have a Mercedes, if you have a classic 57 Chevy, do you know who you want to work on your car? You want a master mechanic to work on your car. Well, somebody in the chat define for me, what is a master mechanic? And perfect, why would I want a perfect, I'm sorry, not perfect mechanic. I'm sorry, I missed that. I'm sorry. A master mechanic. Why would I want a master mechanic working on this car that was my grandfather's car, that my father gave to me, that I inherited? Why would I just take it to any mechanic? What's the difference, perfect? On this old house that my grandmother gave me. Why do I want a master electrician rewiring the house, perfect? What's the difference between an electrician? They're all electricians, perfect. Everybody on YouTube is a content creator, right? There's no difference. I can watch anybody, right? Everybody makes content on YouTube. What's different from your content, perfect? Well, I perfected this. I've mastered this. You hire the right mechanic when that car means so much to you. You want a master mechanic. You want a master electrician so your grandmother's house doesn't get burnt to the ground when you cut the lights on. Needs versus wants. Oh, we already started the sermon. Let's get into the live reaction of the video. We're going to Maslow today. We're going to Maslow hierarchy today, and we're going to talk about needs versus wants. We're going to talk about getting super. You know what I'm saying? Let's get super, everybody. THANOS Monday, Superpower Hour. What's my name, man? What's my name? My life was never.
Hierarchy of needs is a theory in psychology. It argues that there are 5 stages of human needs that motivate our behavior. Abraham Maslow proposed his theory in 1943 after studying what he called exemplary people, such as Albert Einstein or Eleanor Roosevelt. First, there are physiological needs, such as the need to breathe, eat, drink, or sleep. The moment we get enough of that and we feel awake and our bellies are full, we get motivated by the next thing. Now we want safety. We try to earn money, build up resources, and look for shelter that protects us against dangers. Once we are satisfied and feel safe, we have time to think about what we want next. At stage 3, we seek love and belonging. We desire to be close to family and friends, belong to a society, or join a gang. But the moment we feel completely part of a group, we already wish to be a little different than the rest. At stage 4, we look for esteem, self-confidence, and respect from our peers. We want to be someone. If we have money, we buy a fancy watch. If we have a brain, we write or think or work a lot. Motivation to perform and compete is now at its highest. Students, sportsmen, and inventors excel. Neil Armstrong even flew to the moon. Only if we breathe and drink and eat and sleep enough, and we feel safe and part of a group and still special, Only then can we reach level 5, self-actualization. Now we can relax, be creative, accept facts for what they are, give back or do whatever we want. No more pressure, unless of course there is trouble below. If you are a leader and believe in the theory, use it. First, make sure everyone has eaten well. Then make them feel safe and help them belong to a group. Once they feel they belong, they are ready to stand out and excel. Thanks for watching. Even if we try to keep it short, each video is quite
Short video, right? I got a diagram I'm going to bring up so we can break this out a little bit more and go into it. Short video, but a very powerful concept, because this gets back to what we've been talking about, and this is coming up a lot in the manosphere. It's coming up today as far as why we behave the way we behave. And I wanted to pause the video, but I'm glad I didn't pause the video, because I'm talking about the miseducation of the Black boy. And what did you understand about level 5 in this hierarchy? Let's show this pyramid, because we got to understand what's going on with the miseducation of the Black man, the Black child, the Black boy, what's happening in our communities, right? We must understand, and again, this is a theory, right? This is a theory. This is Perfect Timing Podcast. Allegedly, fair use is all in effect and all that good stuff, because I know I'm Black, and a lot of my listeners and detractors are Negroes, and Negroes will make a video and say some stupid shit like I think I'm a doctor. I'm not saying that. I'm presenting to you a theory, and I'm giving you the perfect perspective. The name of the show is The Perfect Perspective. Right now, it's THANOS Monday Superpower Hour. Now, what really stood out to me about this video is what we've talked about the Skinner box. Now, what did we learn about the Skinner box? What we learned from the Skinner box is that Skinner understood that when individuals are giving the love, the food, and the things that they need, they will behave normal. But if you do not give individuals love, then what's happening to the young Black boy in the inner city? If you don't get love on a regular basis, if you don't get food, warmth, and shelter on a regular basis, then you won't reach the top of the pyramid, self-actualization. You won't be able to be creative. You won't actually live. This is the matrix. This is the matrix. This is how you turn a Black boy into a battery. The prison pipeline is not a physical location. I'm going to say it again. The prison pipeline is not about a physical location. The prison pipeline is about the relocating your mental faculties to another place that you think you need to be incarcerated. You think you need to be jailed in order to behave correctly. You are volunteering to be the lab rat. Can we look at the pyramid, please? Can we look at the pyramid? Can we understand why we are behaving the way we are behaving? Because scientists have observed when humans act normal, it is because they possess these basic needs. It's not about $50,000 a year. A high-value man is not on this list. A big booty bitch is not on this list. Today, we're talking about needs versus wants and what it means to be alive as a human. Creativity, love, existence, sustenance. It says you cannot feel this. You cannot actualize these things if you are hungry. Head Start. This is the basis of the Head Start program. Oh, I'm going in. My name is Perfect Timing Podcast. I'm live on 3 channels right now. Give your brother the HBO special. That means hook a brother up. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the share. Go over to my backup channel. Make sure you subscribe and do the same thing there. And if you don't like YouTube, get out your monkey ass over there to Facebook and check out Patrick Potter. It goes down. Now, you might not understand why you can't get through to your nephew. You may have been confused why you can't get through to your little cousin. Because after you give them all this good game, they got to go back home to this situation where their stomach is grumbling. The lights is not working. Their little brother don't got clothes. Their little sister is not safe. Nobody's protecting her pussy. That's pushing P. So they cannot be creative. They cannot be, where's she at? Where's she at? Because now we're going to get into the oops, baby. They cannot be proactive. They cannot be proactive. Let's get into it. The first The first floor. The first floor. Come on, y'all. Is it big enough? Is it big enough? The first floor. Look at the first floor. What's the first floor? Rogus in the building. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. This is great. And it's time content. Man, come on, man. We ain't playing, man. I want to love my son, man. I love my brothers. And I remember what it was like to not have my father and need my father and be confused. Kyle Rittenhouse got off of murder. Kyle Rittenhouse was walking around an inner city with a fully loaded machine gun, 16 years old. I am a nightmare walking, psychopath stalking, king of my jungle, just a gangster, living life like a firecracker, quick as my fuse. Y'all remember colors? Colors, 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 colors. I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talk, king of my jungle, just a gangster stalking. What was Kyle Rittenhouse doing? What was Kyle Rittenhouse doing? 16 years old? Is that different than Chicago? It was very close to Chicago. It's very close to Milwaukee. Huh? It's very close to Milwaukee. Let's go to the first tier with my brother Rogus in the building. Let's go to the first tier so we know what it takes for young black boys to be creative. Why they are so lifeless in the classroom. Why they so lifeless in the classroom. Why you can't get them to tap into the study. Y'all know why they created Head Start? Do you know why they created Head Start? Who knows the methodology behind Head Start? Why was they created Head Start because they said the prison pipeline is being fed by black boys. They don't have food in the morning. They don't have warm food in the morning. This is the pyramid. This pyramid is why you have Head Start. Is this thing on? This pyramid is why you have the Head Start program. Because they said that you would be able to learn better. You would be able to learn better. Huh? You would be able to be more moral. What's at the top of the pyramid? Creative. Oh, shit. Problem solved. You mean my son can't do math? You mean my son won't be able to do his math homework? And where the teachers at? Where the educators at? Who gonna speak to it? You mean my son won't be able to do his math homework? He won't be able to comprehend that complex algebraic equation? If he's hungry, if he's afraid of where he sleeps and lays his head at night? I ain't trying to get nobody upset. Rogan's son, lifeless in the classroom is the most precise observation and description of that. Huh? Dr. Amos Wilson says that you can see the bright light of a young black boy leave his eyes by the third grade, and all the interest is usually lost in the school attendance. Let's get to it. It's 5.0, 5.0. Hey, look, I'm not mad at no black women. I'm not mad at no black women. I'm not mad at no black women. I'm not mad at no black men. I'm not mad at no white men. I don't have time for emotion. Everybody on the panels calling black women out of their name. Everybody on the panels angry at black women, angry at white men, angry at black men. I don't have time for the emotion. I don't have time for the emotion. I'm a creative, I'm an artist. I create music spontaneously. I create comedy skits spontaneously, characters off the rip. I don't have time. The anger, the emotion will create a wall around my creativity. No, I'm not going to do it. You can't have my creativity. You can't have my spontaneity. You can't have my je ne sais quoi. You can't have perfect. If I let you get me off my square, if I let you troll me, then I'm not perfect. I'm not perfectly powerful. I'm not perfectly creative. Oh, Monday we do our affirmations. Put some affirmations in the chat. Put some affirmations in the chat. I am perfect. I am intelligent. I am well read. I am decisive. I am critical. I am honest. I am strong. I am reverent. I am resilient. I am diligent. Let's go. Psychologically, psychological. The first tier is psychological. Breathing, food, water, sleep, sex, homeostasis, erection, basic needs. Number one on the list for the re-education of the black boy. And this has, now we get into the battle of the sexes. Because what, hey, Rogish, what's on the bottom of the pyramid? Because see, this is why we got to talk about it. This is why we got to work it out between black women. This is why you can't be angry, because you need some pussy. I said you need, N-E-E-D, you need some pussy. I didn't put it there. It's on the bottom of the list. It's on the, you won't be able to think. Let's talk about it from a female perspective. Let's talk about it because when we talk about from a man's perspective, people get lost. Let's talk about it from a female perspective. My baby had a stressful morning. Rogish, anybody ever had in a committed relationship, have you ever had your woman come home from lunch? Have you ever had your woman come home after work and have a stressful day, and she tap you on the shoulder and she needs you to wear that back out? Huh? Because her mind, she can't even think straight. Sometimes my woman will start just spiraling out, and she just be like, I don't know what. I just grab her, bend her ass over. I know what you need. See, they told us that somehow that's making me a pervert. That's making me overly sexual. That's toxically masculine. But wait a minute. The psychologist says that's bare. The psychologist says that's basic. We haven't even gotten to the complex levels yet. The psychologist said that's at the base. That's at the floor. Pussy is a need. Dick is a need. Sex, erection. That's at the base level. Sunclaw, what did thoughts call it? Thought tried to teach us almost a year ago about what? About female nature. The men in this space, what's a good word, Rogish? Are oblivious to female nature. Thank you, God, for giving me that word. Oblivious to female nature and the necessity of the ejaculation, the orgasm, and sex in order for the woman to perform her basic duties. Woo! Basic duties. What's up, good brother? This is your show right here, man. Needs versus wants.
Peace to the chat. Peace to the panel.
Maslow's hierarchy.
I'm up here in order to do a dyslexia alert. It is not erection. It is excretion.
Oh shit! Ski.
As in BMs.
Ski.
Bowel movements.
Ski.
You need to breathe. You need to eat. You need to drink, and you need to ish.
That's it. Basic.
And the ish is the excretion.
On the bottom floor. Thank you for that correction, my good brother.
You are welcome. However, it wasn't much of a correction because the erection falls under sex anyway. But the nature of things, right, is very important. I looked at that video, and then I was looking back on other pieces of knowledge. And actually, belonging, esteem, these levels can also come down to safety. Why? If you belong to a group, you are safer. If you have esteem and respect of others, you're also safer. So many of these things on the three middle tiers actually fall within each other. And you can say that they're basically part of safety. Your friendship and your family is part of being safe inside of a society. The esteem and respect that you garner from other people is almost like currency, and it also provides a level of safety. And that's also why people become defensive when you start to attack their reputation, their achievements, because you're almost starting to compromise their safety.
It affects your behavior.
Yes.
So this is not so much of a mystery anymore, right? Because it seems like sometimes on the panels when we're talking about the behavior of the black male, when we're talking about Pookie characteristics, it seems to be like this thing that we're discussing of how and why black women and black men behave the way they do. And I just want to bring to the table that it's not a mystery. It was a design. You can see it in animals, you can see it in nature, you can see it in plants. This pyramid, we're still on the base floor of the pyramid. We're still on the base floor of the pyramid. Did you hear when I was going into Head Start and the Head Start program? And why the Head Start program was even created for low-income inner-city people with Title I schools. A Title I school is where 75% of the children are underneath the poverty line. And they said the Head Start program was created so that they can give these kids breakfast in the morning. Because the understanding of this pyramid was that the children are not able to, let's go to the top of the pyramid. We're going to go back and forth. The children were not able to be moral, creative, spontaneous, show problem solving, lack of prejudice, accepting of facts, right? So they wanted them to be able to matriculate to the very top of the pyramid, skip the other layers of the
Perfect. Church hymn. Well, what was that church hymn about? A house built on sand
yeah,
and a house built on rock.
yeah, yeah.
This is exactly what it is. If you're hungry, you cannot study. If you cannot study, you cannot do well in your tests. If you do not do well in your tests, you will not achieve during schooling. If you do not achieve during schooling, you will not be able to get a job that pays you well. If you cannot get a job that pays you well, it will make everything else in life harder. And all that started because you had a lack of a basic need on the base level.
Basic need. So is the
So
prison
they want you to build something solid on sand, and you cannot build something solid upon sand.
turtle. So is the prison the pipeline? Is it from brick and mortar? Is it from building to building? Or is the prison pipeline is the prison of your mind? And what Rogish said about the black boy's mind and creativity leaving by the third grade, is he already in prison? Is I know I was. Is he Rogish? Sunclaw, is he already in prison in third grade when I can't see my daddy, when I can't escape this emotional anger, when I don't have the skill set to process my emotions?
When you're not even able to express yourself.
Am I
Let's
already?
give this kid Ritalin because he's overactive. Kids are supposed to be rambunctious. They're supposed to want to run around and do things and be active.
Let
But you
alone
want them to sit in this chair for hours upon hours, just sit in this chair, quiet, not expressing themselves.
a male child.
Yes. Maybe there was a reason why you had schools for boys and schools for girls.
Mm.
Girls are able to thrive in this kind of environment, sitting down, being quiet, listening. We have to burn the energy out of boys. You have to let them be boys. They have to let them be rambunctious. In fact, that's one of the reasons why girls started to achieve more than boys in school, was because, you see, they saw that girls weren't doing as well as the boys in school, and they had to change things. But what they didn't say is, by us changing things, we're not making it more even for girls. No, we're making it more uneven for the boys so that the girls can thrive at the boys' expense, instead of changing things so that both can thrive together.
Turtle going at it again.
You have this disparity of how many boys and how many girls are going to college. And then they say, well, there is a mismatch of qualified males for these females. And it's all by design. It's all by design. You have your food, Matt. You don't have an if you don't have a need for food or for water or for shelter, if you're somewhat safe, if you have family, why do you need everything else? You don't need anything else. But without those things, it makes it harder for you to have esteem and for you to self-actualize. In fact, maybe, just maybe, do you know it's expensive to be poor?
Yes. Yes, I do.
It's very expensive to be poor. And if you're poor, what are you going to worry about? Are you going to worry about 5 years from today, or are you going to worry about how you're going to get through this day?
This day, right now. And it
Instead of planning for the long term, you're going to have a short term mindset, right?
and you'll never get nowhere.
No, what are you talking about saving $1? I need to spend this dollar right now. I don't know if I'll be going to be around tomorrow.
Who are you describing? You know, you sound like you're describing the Negro condition. You sound like you're describing the character from the Good Times sitcom.
So if you're in that mindset where you can't think about the future and in the long term, then you can't get to esteem and to self-actualization and to achievements, because your mind is not in that mindset. Now, I'm going to pull this crazy idea out of my ass. How about you make relationships more expensive? You make family more expensive. How? By introducing dysfunction. By making relationships expensive, both in time and effort and money. So now you're over here at work, instead of worrying how you're going to eat. What are you going to eat? How are you going to keep the roof over your head? You're worried about, how am I going to eat? How am I going to keep this family together? There are forces out here trying to break it apart. So you're distracted from other things. You don't have that long-term thinking.
You sound like you acting white, Son Claude. You sound like you thinking white. That sound like some white shit. I can't worry about that. I got to worry about right now. I got to pay my bills right now, Son Claude. I ain't got that luxury. That's that white shit.
Yeah, I got to keep her. Yeah, because who knows what'll happen if I lose her. I got to keep him. I don't know what's going to happen if I lose him, or if I'll ever be able to get somebody else if I lose this person.
You know what's so beautiful about a pyramid diagram? Is that the gradual progression of the incline is that you cannot get to the top. There's no way around this pyramid. This is an incline. This is a grade. You have to go up And the only way to go up is to complete each step wholly, 100%. You know what really stuck to me? Because we're bogged down in this battle of the sexes. We're bogged down. We're trapped here. You know why we're bogged? Because we're putting the cart ahead of the horse. And me and Sunclaw have every day asked you, take a step back. Take a step back from the battle of the sexes and work on you. Come down the pyramid, brother. Come down the pyramid, son. Have you secured all of your necessities? This is what Love Dorsey always says. Love Dorsey always says these men can't do right because they don't got their necessities together. He can't be a good man to you. He can't make the right decision to come home, do right, because he don't have his necessities. You want to date him, you want him to be your husband, but he cannot be that man without the bottom of the pyramid fulfilled. We are trying to jump levels. And we keep falling on our face. It's okay though. I'm not the black guy or the YouTuber who wants to sound smart. I'm the one who wants my son to have a successful marriage. I'm the one who wants my brother to be like she, 16 years, happily married, building, working on the future finances of his children and his grandchildren. I don't want to sound smart. I want y'all to be successful. So I want you to come back down from the battle of the sexes. Come back down from arguing and calling women out of their name. And focus on your basic needs. And while we do it, yes, they still may call us negative names, but I won't be distracted. And brother, don't be distracted. It's part of the healing process. They have been hurt. Young black boys have been hurt. Black women have been hurt. So they may be angry at us while we focus on us and become selfish to improve ourselves, but we got to do it. We have to understand this pyramid and the hierarchy. We will never be the men that they need us to be unless we work on ourselves and do what me and Sunclaw, when my little brother told me. He said, D, you got to do the heavy lifting. D, you haven't done the heavy lifting. The work on self. The one consistent thing in all of your relationships, Dennis, is you. I bear my soul. I give you my testimony. I'm not telling you wrong. I'm not telling you a simp. I'm just showing you what someone smarter than me showed me. One of the people is on the panel right now. You want to go to the next level?
Who?
You want to go to the next tier?
Oh, which one, perfect?
Safety.
Yeah. Security of body, of employment, of resources, of morality, of the family, of property, of health, of property. And you see that one right there, of family?
Of the family.
Yes, security of the family.
This is where we're losing the young black men. This is where BMT lives. Everybody know BMT. Who listen to BMT? Put a word in the chat if you subscribe to BMT. This is where we're losing BMT. This is where we're losing the young black men. Because the young black men don't want to just hear me teach you how to secure. They want to be able to secure their mama, their sister, their brother, their whole community. This is where we're losing the young black men. When you say fuck the mama, when you say fuck black women, that's when you're losing the young black men, because it's a necessity. They need to know that their mama is safe. They need to know that their siblings are safe, or they won't be able. They won't be able to matriculate to the next level. I know, I've seen it. If I don't know my mama is good, Dad, I can't stay here on the weekend and really enjoy all the fun that we about to have. I got tears in my eyes as I say this. I'm going to say it again. I cannot enjoy all the fun we about to have this weekend, Dad, because my mom and my sister ain't in the right place.
Now, let me vamp real quick. security of body. If you have a secure family, who's going to threaten your body? Are you going to jump me if you know that my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, everybody in my family going to kick your ass if you mess with me? No. Are you going to steal from me if you know that everybody in my kin group is going to come after your ass? No. The family can pool resources together. You see, a lot of these other things are mostly family centered. That kin network. Oh, security of employment. If you have a good family network, hey, man, you know, at my job, they're looking for people. Man, you got a good work ethic. Why don't you go in and apply? I'll put in a good word for you. Your family can help you with the employment part. They can help you on the security, employment. If they help you with the employment, they're helping you get resources. Family can also help you maximize resources. Your car breaks down and you just got this new job. You can't be not showing up to work to a job that you just got. Hey, Unc, my car broke down. I don't have a way to get to work. Nephew, I got this car over here sitting around. It's insured and everything. All you got to do is just make sure you put gas in it. Check the oil every now and then. Use this car until you can get another one. That is safety and security in family. But again, that's if you have a well and properly functioning family.
We're talking about a foundation. Sounds like Sunclaw made the analogy about building a house on the sand versus building a house on the rock. We're talking about building a foundation, having a solid foundation of which to springboard from. In the chat, I put a question in the chat. I said it takes a what? It's a famous phrase a lot of Black people like to say, but we don't live it. As Sunclaw was telling you about why on the second tier, family is so important. It's what we say all the time. It takes a what to raise a child. When I first met Rogus and he was talking,
it takes a people.
It takes a village.
Perfect. It takes a people, a village people.
Turtle.
It takes a people. It takes a village people, let's say. It takes a village people to raise a child. That's what it takes.
So we got 2 floors of this foundation built on our way to creativity, on our way to life, on our way to heaven, the top of the pyramid. I said 5.0 was a challenge. I challenge you, brothers, to a race to the top of the mountain. God is so good, Sunclaw. Look how good it is to do hard work. I know, Sunclaw, you be like, I hate working, but I know you get that feeling after you put in hard work, you do the research.
I do get that feeling. I do get that feeling at the end of the day after I've done worked. And I get that feeling that says, damn you, Adam. Damn you and that bitch Eve. Damn you.
Because it's like an amazing thing to say something and to believe something, and then for it just to materialize like I got a superpower, and I do have a superpower. I talked about the top of the mountain. Now look at it, Sunclaw. We got the mountain right in front of us. We got the mountain peak right in front of us. For those of us who were lost in the analogy, who didn't understand the race to the top of the mountain, what's at the top of the mountain? Perfect. Why would I race you to the top? I'm good on this bottom floor. I'm good scrounging. I'm good hustling every day. 24/7, 365. That's the hustler's lifestyle. That's the hustler's cry. Hustle every day. What did Ace Hood say? Hustle, hustle hard every day. That's what I did. You know what we called it? We call it a grind. You know what they do? A grind is what sharpens knives, grinds down bone. We call it a grind. I said a race to the top of the mountain. What's at the top of the mountain? Morality. Woo! At the brotherhood. We don't have a brotherhood if we don't make this journey. Who came in my house? Who came in the door? Who came? Who's the budget baller?
You know who that is. Hey, what's up, G?
What's up with the guys, man? How y'all feeling?
I'm good, bro. How you doing? How you doing? Girl behind the mic in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, G? What you got to add to the Maslow's hierarchy, man? We talking about the prison pipeline, Head Start, the miseducation of the black boy. Please chime in on some of the behavioral issues you can speak to about yourself and you see exhibited in the neighborhoods and individuals who may not have the knowledge on this pyramid and why it's so important to have these necessities to be the men that we aspire to be.
The thing is about the prison pipeline, right, is I used to think it was physical, but it's more mental than it is physical.
Woo!
The physical prison ain't shit. That shit easy, literally. They niggas is in physical prison getting in shape and eating ho-ho cakes. It's that mental prison that got people stagnated in mediocrity and dissolution. You feel what I mean? You know what the term being dissolute means?
I do. Please share. I do. I like
So it's when you feel like everything you do is going to fail.
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
This is the biggest prison construct that they build into us as black men, is that we don't believe that anything we're going to do is going to be successful. So the physical prison is not nothing. The physical prison ain't shit but some walls in a building, just like a house or an apartment building or a skyscraper. It's all the same thing. What's killing us is the mental imprisonment and the mental maze that they have us stuck in. That we can't work with each other because this nigga's a blood and this nigga's a crip. Or this nigga's a vice lord or this nigga's a gang. He's a GD. This nigga's a Mickey Cobra, this nigga's a Stone. Or this nigga from the West Coast, this nigga from the East Coast. This nigga from down south, this nigga from the Midwest. And we looking at all of these different things, but you know what Jay-Z killed the game. Light nigga, dark nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga. House nigga, field nigga, in nigga, soul nigga. Still nigga. Y'all get that song, bro? You hear what he's saying in that shit, perf?
Still nigga.
Still nigga. Light skin nigga. Light nigga, dark nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga. House nigga, field nigga.
Doctor nigga.
Doctor nigga, still nigga.
Blind, 82 years old.
Still nigga. And I had a conversation with a couple brothers, and we was talking about that concept, and he asked me, "What are you?" I said, "I'm a man, bro. It don't matter my skin complexion, whether this Asian man, this Mexican man, this Hispanic man, this Caucasian man, this man from Pakistan, Afghanistan. We all men. But as black men, they've built this complex in us that we're going to fail, or that there's this grand scheme of everybody attacking us, so we might as well not even try because we black. So everything I say I'm going to do to try to make a successful thing, oh, nigga, you can't do that. They're not going to let you do that because you're a nigga. See, that's the hardest imprisonment that we have amongst each other, especially when we talk to these old niggas. The old niggas is so imprisoned mentally that they have knowledge and information, but they have no fortitude and willpower. So we get into information and knowledge battles with these old niggas, But the only thing separating the old is the young is willpower. See, them old niggas, yeah, they got more information than we do, but they haven't achieved half of the things we achieved because their prison was mental. Yeah, some of us go into prison physically. Some of us never see a physical prison, but we're all fighting imprisonment, whether it's imprisonment of your intellect, the imprisonment of your spirit, the imprisonment of your willpower, because you have to will this shit to happen. This shit don't just happen. So when we talk about these prisons, people be so caught up on the physical prison, they forget about the real prison that exists, and that's the prison of dissolution. Poverty is a form of prison. You get what I mean? I've been to physical prison, and now that I'm not in physical prison no more, I've had brothers tell me from a financial standpoint that I should be happy and not worry about that because I was able to make a little bit of money. And I said, that doesn't stop the fact that I'm still imprisoned, but I'm fighting the imprisonment of my own mind. I'm fighting low self-esteem. I'm fighting dissolution. I'm fighting poverty. I'm fighting to be a winner and not to be a not loser. You get what I'm saying? Because there's a difference if me and you about to square up and box, and I'm worried about not losing instead of winning. That's a big difference. And people don't understand the word behind that. No, if you're worried about not losing, you're not even thinking about winning.
You know how good God is? Sunclaw just did the last tier G. I'm gonna throw you the next tier because this is something that you've talked about and you've grown with as we've grown on this journey. And last time we talked, you said you was hanging out with your baby girl and you was locking that in. And before that, we've had talks about you dealing with your self-esteem, right? But look at the pyramid. Look at the next level. Sunclaw just did safety, right? Think about what you just explained about. You just talked about my life, your life, all of our life, right? And right now, so you can reach the top of this pyramid, because I know you want to do your channel. You have all these things you express here, right? You have all these ideas. God has blessed you with so much talent, creativity, and power, right? So you're at this pyramid, young man, right? And for a lot of us, we don't never realize some of the skills and knowledge that you have, right? So you're matriculating up this pyramid. So now you locking in this next level. Can you read this next level so you can understand why it's important? We at the yellow. Why it's important? Why you doing what you're doing? You may not even know how powerful God is. Why you locking in what you locking in? You locking in what you locking in so you can get to this next level, the green level. And then after the green level, you already have this. We already like we the gods. This we are. This is why they keep us bogged down in the mental prison. So I'm not worried about the peak. You born with that. This is a mental wall, that this imaginary wall. So before I get too far with my preachy ass, can you go into the third tier for me, little bro? And I want you guys to flow. And green is turtles, but I want you both to flow into to the green tier, because to me it kind of it's 2 points together about what you just spoke about why it's so important.
Yeah, the yellow tier says love and belonging, friendship, family, and sexual intimacy. So, I think about that like I always, all the brothers know that speak to me on a personal basis know I'm all about brotherhood and us being friends with each other for real. And us having people we can confide in, and the people that we know won't betray our confidences, right? Whether it be something you tell me in confidence that I'll never repeat because that's personally between us, or anything, right? And I think that a lot of our culture niggas lack that. Like, I can't speak on, I don't know no these dudes personally, but I was just watching some shit on YouTube and this nigga Whack 100 talking about Master P and shit. I'm just like, and in my mind, like, we supposed to be brothers, man. We supposed to be a brotherhood. but you over here this nigga trying to slander another brother. And the reason I'm using that because we all know these individuals. It's just like a reference. But I'm thinking in my head like Master P did something in history, was the first one to do it before anybody. He was one of the first black men to build an independent label and do all that shit, right? And we got this nigga that wasn't nobody when shit was popping. You and Master P the same age. They the same age. When Master P was building labels and shit, nigga, you wasn't doing nothing. Nobody even knew who you was. Now you up on some internet platform slandering the brother like you doing better than him and don't know nothing about him. And in my head, I'm just thinking like, this is an issue we have in our community as pertaining to friendship and brotherhood. It's hard for us to be friends because a lot of us betray each other confidence, man. A lot of us will get into an argument with each other, and instead of being men and just disagreeing like men, niggas will get on some bitch shit and want to expose some shit we talked about privately.
But let's go back to the pyramid. Let's do this going forward, because let's not talk about it in a way like why we don't know why it's happening. Because we here now, we the gods, we know why it's happening because the 2 first floors is telling us why it's happening. The 2 first floors is why we can't build the brotherhood, why we can't get to the friendship. If we don't have the psychological and the safety locked down, this is when I first met Alonzo and Jay Sean is like, we got to do business. I said, we got to build the brotherhood first. I said, I can't give you no money if I don't trust you. And black men don't trust each other. When we walk in the room, we think you're going to fuck my bitch, steal my car, or get into a fight with each other. We don't have to.
And this is how wild that is, Perfect. We do that, and niggas will run and take their money to the bank, and them the main motherfuckers that stole from us.
Say that. And then we have trust. We have trust in a ghost. We have trust in the thing that isn't even real.
That's the thing. We'd say, oh, like, nigga do this, but you will willingly take your money to the motherfuckers you know got over on you.
My Muslim partner say, Perfect, he can't go out to lunch because he got to save up money because he buying another car and he can't get a car loan. He can't pay interest. It's against his religion. He don't go to the bank. He go to the church. He don't go to the bank. They gotta have these floors. So when they got their psychological in line, they got their safety in line, they got the family is safe, then the friendship, you know what I'm saying, in the mosque, my self-esteem, that's why my Muslim partners at work be so arrogant. They got all 3 levels locked in. Like Sunclaw said, if they need a car, they can go to the mosque. If they need a home loan, none of them homeless. They don't pay interest on their cars.
Matter of fact, the churches in the hood closed. You could go to the mosque and go to sleep.
Come on, bro. These 3 peers, the reason we don't have the friendship and the brotherhood, because we don't have our family safe. Our mama ain't good. Our daughter ain't good. It ain't just you having on the gold chain. That's why you react. This is directly affecting our behavior, our psychological. We don't got the basic floor. This is what Love Dorsey. I love Love Dorsey. We don't got.
Jump in for a quick second,
please.
Friendship and family and friendship, and there is absolutely no difference between the two. There are people who are your family members who will not do for you what a friend will do for you. And there are friends that will do for you what family will not do for you. You understand what I'm saying? I have been in situations where I didn't even have money to buy food to eat. Guess who was there to help me? Family. You could say that. It was a friend of mine. He was there to help me. He broke me off the bread that I needed in order to be able to buy food that week. And guess what? When he needed help, guess who was there? I was. That is my brother. Now look here. One of my brothers one time asked me to borrow some money and that he would pay me back at a particular date. He did not. He didn't tell me, hey, bro, I can't pay you back right now. This is a blood brother. We came out of the same womb. We are from the same father and mother. Okay, it took him a while. He paid me back. Comes again. Hey, can you lend me some money? Okay, I lent it to him again. And this time, he ducked and he dodged me. Understand what I'm saying? The man ducked and dodged me. I barely had enough to even give him. But I said, this is my brother. Let me go ahead and help him out. My blood brother. I don't talk to that man this day, not because of that. I already forgave him for that. I called him up and I said, you know what, about that money? Forget about it, man. I was not going to let some money come between the brotherhood. It was some other shit that he did later on, which is the reason that I have him blocked.
No, but it's real though, Jock, because sometimes we have to do that because those people that we think are our blood family is really the main ones bringing us down.
They are not family.
They're
That
just your
first brother
relatives.
is my family.
Yeah, most definitely. I got a similar situation with people I took care of, bro. Like I literally never crossed you a day in my life. Never ever crossed you. And you do some foul shit or believe some foul shit about me, and I've always had your back. And sometimes I don't deal with none of my biological family. I'm gonna keep it with nobody that I'm blood related to. I really don't deal with none of them. None of them. I'm out here in the world just moving around solo. And it's because everything that group of people ever taught me or did for me or did to me, damn near 90% of it was negative and wrong if they wasn't taking from me or using me or putting me down. They were the first people to put me down and give me low self-esteem. So when we thinking about these hierarchies, the word family has nothing to do with blood relation. If you look up the word family, matter of fact, pull up the Webster's
You know,
dictionary of the meaning of the word
G,
family
I'm
first.
thinking right now of the saying that people like to use in order to justify family. They say, "Oh, blood is thicker than water." That's not the saying.
Shit, so is
You
oil.
know, you know what the real saying is, don't you, G?
What is it, bro?
The blood of brotherhood is thicker than the water of the womb.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That
'Cause
is the real saying.
look up the dictionary meaning of the word family, and then you will see it don't got nothing to do with blood. Track your blood lineage, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of the things that we're facing, man, it's man.
I got it on the screen, bro. A fundamental social group in society, typically consisting of one or two parents and their children.
Yeah, that must be a new one. That's not the man. That's not the original. Look up the law dictionary. Look up Black's Law Dictionary of the word group meaning of the word family. Because you have like they got different dictionaries and shit out here. You gotta find the original meanings of the words. Because I've read that group and it had nothing to do with parents or children or none of that.
A group of related people, including people who live. A group of related people, including people who lived in the past, for the basic unit in society, traditionally consisting of two parents, spouse, children, group. Let's go down lower. What is family? Family is both a difficult answer and a highly subjective. The word has shifted in meaning considerably since it entered our language. Currently, contains many different senses, and at least one of these senses may signify different things to different people. The earliest use of family denoted a group of persons in the service of an individual. You heard that?
I've seen
Very
the meanings of the word before.
It
I've
said,
seen the ones on paper, the real dictionaries.
it said a group of people in service to an individual. Wow. So that's like a slave master and a slave could be considered family.
Listen, man.
That was the original use. The earliest use of the word was a group of persons in service to an individual. So a slave master and his slaves would be considered family.
Or a king and his knights.
But wait. Okay, now that I'm so
Yeah,
amazed,
repeat that one more time, Perfect. The definition.
think about this though. What was the last names of the slave?
The master's name.
Because they were what?
They were inserted with his property.
They were not just, they were family, according to what you just taught me.
That's a fact.
Perfect. Read that definition once more, please.
The earliest use of family denoted a group of persons in the service of an individual.
Okay. Now, la cosa nostra,
Mm.
The Yakuza.
which means our thing. When translated into English, our thing is la cosa nostra, which is the mafia. What are they also called?
The family.
Exactly. They are called a family.
Man,
No, I'm still waiting on the last inspection and stuff. For the property in Tennessee, I haven't closed all the way on it. I just put the $1,000 retainer down, and we going through all the paperwork stuff. I'm waiting on one more inspection to come back. I'm waiting on I just did the soil test. I'm waiting on the water, make sure it's not in no floodplain zone and all that. And if we finalize on it, it should be done before March.
congratulations, bro.
Now, Perfect. One more.
Yeah.
In church, what do you call the people within the church?
Congregation, parishioners.
No. Real family.
You say brother and sister.
You do say brother. You do say brother. And you call the pastor father.
Listen, why did you get baptized? What was the point of the baptization?
Oh shit! Come on.
And that's an initiation to become a member of
the family of the family.
Right.
Because you would know that everybody in this church has went through the washing away of their sins symbolically to join the church family. And wherever you met somebody, you would know, have you been baptized? Like, yeah, well, we're part of the same group. Just like circumcision was that too. That was part of every man that was circumcised. You know that we came from a certain place.
Now, okay, now you just made me.
Now, it also in service of a person. Let's say in service of a goal or a mission, because you can't have somebody come in there and be doing things that would seem against the group, and the people within that group still call that person a brother or sister. In fact, what do they do to a person who is not following the mandates of the group? They're excommunicated.
Excommunicated.
Disfellowship.
Exactly. Or disowned.
Yep, disavowed. You are disavowed.
And you disown family members.
That was Mission Impossible.
And if they straighten up, what can you allow them to do when they straighten up? You can allow them to come back into the group.
Repatriate. They were talking about this today when they were talking about when you born, how the Social Security in America being the Virginia company. It's the same thing. Everybody in America is a member of one family or in service to something. But I ain't gonna go there. Let's not go there.
And that saying of what is it? Shoot, I just said it a second ago. The blood of brotherhood is thicker than the water of the womb. That came from warriors. You're out there on the battlefield, depending on the man that's next to you to protect your life, and you're protecting their life. That bond that's created is thicker than the water of the womb. We've gone through battles together.
We
You've
blood
watched my
brothers.
back, and I have watched your back.
That's where the real term blood brother came from.
Bloody.
That's
Exactly.
where initiated in blood and all that came from, was from battlefields. Like, we fought together to protect something. If we fought together, if we stood shoulder to shoulder in opposition of other men and took life, that's the strongest bond that you could ever form with somebody. That's why the military is the strongest groups in every country and every place in the world.
Okay, wait, because God is working. This is a powerful power. So Rogan just said we cooking tonight. So y'all just made it to the green level. Okay, Turtle. Okay, little bro. We just made it to the green level. Ah! We just made it to the green level. He said he talking about self-esteem. Huh? When you win the Super Bowl. Huh? When you get them niggas from the other side that friendship and family, the 300.
I
Friendship.
have one more thing to say.
Come on. Come on.
Your blood, your quote unquote blood brother, the person who was born from the same womb that you were born from, they did nothing to gain their position. Absolutely nothing. On the battlefield, if that person that's standing next to you with that sword were to betray you, meaning not to protect you, what would be the end result?
They gotta
You would
face
be dead.
consequences. Yep.
And most likely they would be dead too.
And a lot of times we don't look at it. That person that came out there, he might be a scumbag.
Mm-hmm.
What if he's a scumbag and he doesn't have any integrity or morals? Are you supposed to sacrifice yourself for a person? Like, I read a book about this. This book is called War and Peace.
Yeah.
And in the book War and Peace, there's these two brothers and they're on opposite sides, right? One brother was for war and one brother was for peace. Like, the shit's crazy. And inside the book, it talks about a lot of political things, but it tells it one the brother that's for war says to the brother that's for peace. This was one of the most key moments in the book, and there was discussions on this shit, like scholars discussed it. He said, "I choose this because it is right. For me to ignore right because of my feelings would be savagery, and I'm not a savage man. I am civilized, right? I don't move. We don't move like a pack of wolves where I ride whether you right or wrong.
Let's
You see,
go.
you see what I'm saying? I move if this person is right and you are wrong. My blood tie to you does not supersede my conviction to what is right.
I'm not a Pavlovic dog. I don't salivate at the sound of a bell. Talk that shit, bro.
Now,
Talk that shit,
I
bro.
had said earlier that those three middle tiers are actually one.
Yep.
And it comes down to safety. This person who went through thick and thin with you, whether they're your blood relation or not, they have gained your respect. And you have and they have gained yours, and they have given you their respect and you give them respect. They have been there for you and you have been there for them. And that is friendship and family. And because of that, you have security. Security of body, employment, resources, or morality, of family, of property, of health.
How that make you
And
feel?
you have esteem.
Huh? How that make you feel? Huh?
Makes you feel secure.
Huh?
Makes you feel safe. Makes you
Self-esteem,
feel loved.
confidence, achievement, respect for others. It was so important, that definition of the blood brothers in the battlefield, because that experience is what builds a self-esteem. It's not the joining the football team. It ain't even the winning the game. The people on the sideline don't understand. We don't care if we lost. We battled today. Me and my brothers battled today. The other team won because they was better, but I gave everything.
Yeah,
That's
listen.
perfect. And on the battlefield, you get that wolf. You get that wolf that tests that relationship. Why do you say the wolf? There's fear, there's cowardice. If that brother would have ran for his life instead of standing his ground, what position would that have left you in?
Right.
And think about this. If just think about that, that bond is so sacred that even if we lose the war to the other side, the survivors of that war is going to be respected by the other side for not being cowards.
And we sing a war song. And we have self-esteem. We sing the battle cry of the fighting 73rd.
Well, that was one of the issues that happened in the wars, was that the German soldiers and the American soldiers treated each other so good when they got captured that there was really always a bond when they talked about how NASA recruited a lot of the Nazis to come work for them. Because when they won, a warrior respects a warrior no matter what, because he understands the detriment of that. Could you imagine standing like I was watching another meme? This shit's so relation to the world, and we talk about fighters like real people who do combat sports, and they got so much respect for each other. And they was talking with Mike Tyson and Larry Holmes, and they was just laughing and talking, but you could see the genuine respect these brothers have for each other. And then they had that little dude Israel. Y'all know who Israel Adesanya is?
Sounds familiar.
Well, he's an MMA fighter. He's a little dude. Like, he's not from here. But he talks about growing up, how everybody told him he was too skinny, that he could never do this, and he was fighting. And they had a clip of him in a fight where he was losing. And the ref said, "Hey, are you ready to go? I mean, we can stop." He was like, "No, I'm prepared to die today." You can think about the heart that he was in that ring losing the fight. And he could have just quit. He could have quit the fight. But he has so much honor and so much pride in himself. He looked at him and said, "I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die today. I can't lose. I'm prepared to die." You see what I'm saying? That conviction. He told them, he said, "I'm prepared to die. Ain't nothing can stop me from not coming in here."
That's what jumping off the porch is to us. That's what
And here's a problem that I see. You see, when they're talking about that the blood of the brotherhood is stronger than the water of the womb, is because your brother stood their ground, right? We have situations in which the people who are next to us are betraying us. They're running in the face of adversity. They're running in the face of the enemy. And then we accept them back with open arms.
We accept the same traitors right back in our midst.
Exactly.
And then we come up with words and sayings like, "Oh man, you gotta mind your own business." At what point in time does we become our own business? At what point in time is our own individual little circle not enough no more? When do we say something? So it's like this whole thing, man, mind your business. That don't got nothing to do with you. What if they was molesting a little girl? Do that got something to do with me then?
Let's go back to the
What if they was, let's think about, people tell you to mind your own business. What if I see somebody robbing your baby mother, Perf? Should I mind my business then?
No. Let's go back to the pyramid so we can explain why it's happening, because we trying to get super, we trying to get fixed. It's happening because of the lack of the foundation where they're missing. We are and they are missing these foundational blocks of the pyramid. To do these things, you got to have self-esteem. In order to be proactive and protect yourself against someone who doesn't love you and is going to hurt you, that takes self-esteem. That's what Selfish Thursdays is about. But self-esteem is damn near at the top of the pyramid. Self
And what G was talking about and what I was talking about, when you get to that point, you're compromising yourself and you're compromising your self esteem. You're compromising your respect that people have for you and that you have for others. You're compromising the family. You are compromising the friendship. You are compromising security of body and everything else. You're sacrificing that when you start covering that shit up.
And that's what we get led into a lot of times. And it's not their fault. They want to protect your feelings by women. That's why I'm so brutal with the truth about who I am, because I used to lie a lot, man. I used to lie a lot because I didn't want nobody to see the dirt that was on me. I didn't want no. It's embarrassing to be able to admit that this is what I come from. I used to be so embarrassed of my circumstances, I would lie. I would lie, not even taking into account the destruction of my character. I was lying because I didn't want people to look at me a certain way. Because everybody say they don't, but we actually do care about what people think. But us not having a support system, I used to have to lie about the destitution I was in, and it caused me to have an inferiority complex where I just couldn't be. Because it's hard to admit, like, damn, you see people talking about lose like crack babies and shit. It's hard to admit that you one of them. It's hard to admit, like, yeah, yo, you come from that. I understand exactly where they coming from because that was me. And it's embarrassing. It embarrasses your ego. So that's why now, as an adult, I'm so forward because I don't want to go back to being a liar. I don't want to have to lie to fit in. Like, brother, if you can't accept me for who I am and you can't love me for who I am today, knowing all the bad shit I come from and the things I had to do to grow out of that and what a way I had to be to survive, then I don't want to be your friend. Like, and that's okay. Life goes on. But that's why I don't judge nobody for their circumstances and what they had to do and who they had to be. And even looking at these pyramids with brotherhood and friendship and family, it's like we got to stop lying to each other as a group of men and a group of people. And brothers have to be willing to come forward and say, yeah, man, that happened to me too. I was abused too, bro. Like, I got hit in the face for no reason too. I've starved. I've wore holes in my clothes. I've slept on pissy mattresses. I've got furniture from outside. I was one of those embarrassed kids that had to walk and get the government cheese. We wasn't rich growing up. That's the truth. The truth is, I grew up. My mama and my father was on drugs, or if they wasn't, they wasn't. We have to be comfortable to say any of that to each other with no judgment because I was just a kid and I couldn't help what I was born into. I'm just happy that I'm alive and I'm exist. And I'm thankful for all my experiences because that made me who I am today.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And you on this green right here. You on this green right here. I think old boy asked about the property just to refocus us on what we're doing. You locking it in with baby girl. Since I met you, you've been talking about these relationships where you are solidifying new relationships and developing your self-esteem, understanding who you are and what you want to be on the way to the top of this pyramid. Creating your own channel, creating your own business, creating your own family. Another family. I remember when I got the divorce and grandmother, before she passed away, I was fucked up. And grandma said, D, that family gone. She said, but you will have another family if you can let her go. And I was mad at my grandmother. It's hard to say that because she's not here no more. And I always regret times where I was angry at her because I miss her so much. But I was angry, but what she told me was so real. And I have Sabrina now. I got 2 more kids. But when that girl left, I was distraught. And I couldn't understand why my grandmother would say that I would be able to have another family. Because I was broken. I didn't have, she took the car, she took the thing. I'm going back to the pyramid. She took the car, she took the money. I didn't have no place to live. The landlord evicted me. So my behavior, my self-esteem was gone. Without the bottom 3 floors of the pyramid, I didn't have no self-esteem. I didn't have no confidence. So when my grandmother told me I would have another family, I couldn't fathom having another family. Who would want me? This pyramid, the conversation we having is powerful, but we gotta ground it. We gotta root it in a solution. And I want you to know what you've been through and what you're going through right now. This is the pinnacle that we're looking at. This precipice at the top. This morality, this creativity. There's things that you are talking about doing the farm, your woman, your business, your podcast. This is a manifestation. And like I say, every time I explain my name perfect, little bro is right there. And I'm just glad I know you, so I get to see it when you on top in that purple, like Prince in that purple rain. You know what I'm saying? The top self-actualization, that's that purple rain. Little black boys don't never get to be their full creative self. They never get to be. Why would they not want us to be the gods? What do they know about us? Why would they bog us down and create psychological barriers and boxes and mental prisons? There's something waiting for us in that purple rain. That's my job. That's my calling.
Most deaf, and it's hard, Perf. It's hard, man. Like, it's hard for me to be 32 years old, right? And still admitting I have some of those struggles, man. That we still face abandonment issues, man. The other day, I'm 32, man. I'm 32, right? And I was thinking about and feeling sad about the time my mom didn't come to my 6th grade graduation. Like, I still think about that shit like, damn, man. I was going from 6th to 7th grade. You know, they have the little graduation ceremony, even though it's not nothing big. But I was the only kid there with no parent there. And I snuck out. Like, we did the little thing and everybody was meeting their moms and dads. And I snuck out because I'm the only one that didn't have no parent out in the crowd. And I showed up with my classmates because I wanted to be there. And nobody came to that for me. And I used to think, like, I'm over that, I'm grown, but that shit still bothers me, dog. Like, that type of shit still bothers me, man. And I'm so happy I'm at a place where I can even talk about it and not feel judged, because I realize a lot of people face the same stuff. It's just their ego stops them from talking about it, or they want to put up this front. But that shit bothers me, bro. Like, that bothers me, man. And I just, it's all this stuff, man, with this self actualization and accepting what is and the truth and what really can be. That that's all I'm about, man. I just with every brother I deal with, man, I accept them for who they are, and I genuinely care about the well-being of their life, and I'm genuine with it because I know what it's like not to have nobody care. You feel me?
I do. I really do. And you epitomize this pyramid. Why it's so difficult? Well, shit. Why it's impossible for black boys to reach the purple, to reach self-actualization. Rogan said in the chat, lifeless in the classroom. Dr. Wilson says the black boys, you can see the black boys' life leaving by the 3rd grade. By the 3rd grade.
Yeah, perfect. I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to say something, kind of linking into what G just finished saying. My farts do not smell. I do not defecate. When people have so much ego that they're unwilling to admit certain things, they are essentially saying to you that their farts don't stink. That in fact, not only do their farts not stink, they don't fart and they don't even shit. That is how perfect and idyllic their lives were. We've all had shit in our lives. But it's just a lot of people out here are unwilling to admit the shit that went on. This whole, oh, you got to alpha up and you got to do this and you got to do that. You know, just buck up and man up and just work through it and get through it. You ain't working through or getting through nothing if you're ignoring what's there.
And really, and it destroy you. It destroy you, man. It's like if you don't face it. What I used to do is I ain't gonna lie, I used to just get high. I used to just be like, fuck it, man. I used to have all these thoughts on my head now that I don't do no drugs because I be working and shit and staying on my square. I used to spend so much money on drugs that I knew that money wasn't the answer. And I understand how a person in Hollywood could kill themselves and they have what somebody perceives as everything. It's because they never faced that shit that happened to them. Or they still struggling with it and they have a mask on. And everybody thinks like, oh, you should be happy with the money. But the money don't solve the hurt. Just like the brothers feel like, man, he rich, he shouldn't have an issue with that. Man, that money don't stop his longing for brotherhood or family or respect or honor. You know, honor, like that word honor, that's a word it's such a deep word. And it's feeling like as a brother, we living with no honor. That makes me feel ashamed that we could go through, we could talk to each other crazy on the internet and dudes calling each other out their names and knowing you would never do that to this man's face. But because you have a barrier between you, we have such a lack of respect and such a lack of honor that you would call this man the B word or, you know, just insult his whole character, talk about his family and everything because we're honorless men and we feel like the shame isn't there, but I feel the shame. That's what stops me from doing it. So I even catch myself when I'm getting angry, disagreeing people with those. And yeah, you know what Pac was on, Rogan, it's like that shit real, man. We facing these issues, trying to build a future to see what we can do together. But it's so much fake shit going on that we can't be real with each other and talk to each other with real feelings and emotions and care for one another. Like that shit real, bro. We gotta this shit even in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like we understand where he's coming from scientifically, and it's just words. But the feelings that come with that shit gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. You gonna cry. You gonna sweat. You gonna rage. You gonna fight. Man, I used to just cry sometimes, bro. I ain't even like I used to just be sitting by myself, man, and cry, bro. Like, what the fuck? Because I didn't know what to do. It's like you can only alpha your way through it so much. You can only, but at nighttime when you by yourself in them lonely places, that shit hit your heart and you feel that emotion physically. Maybe I'm tripping, but I feel that shit physically, bro. Like physically, my body react, my stomach hurt, my heart beats slower.
Can you read
Like,
this? Can you read this? I got a definition on the screen. I skipped over this word because I didn't know the definition. Can you read this for me? It's on the first.
yeah, it says homeostasis in biology. Homeostasis is the state of steady internal physical and chemical conditions maintained by living systems. This is the condition of optimal functioning for the organism and includes many variables such as body temperature and fluid balance being kept within certain preset limits.
So I grew up with a substance abuse. I grew up with crack houses. Homeostasis don't exist when we grew up. I don't even know what the fuck it meant. I just know I don't know. I didn't have it. We don't have that. We're not performing on optimal levels as to normal because we're not eating the proper foods. We're not getting the proper sleep. In the crack house, the lights, all the shit that they do in experiments, that's what exists in the crack house. The lights be on at the wrong time. People go to sleep at the wrong time. People eat at the wrong time. All that shit affects your ability to have cohesive, what is it called? The word homeostasis. This is bare. This is just a basic thing about why the black boy won't listen to the first grade teacher. He can't. He can't. I couldn't listen. I couldn't sit still. I would get into a fight first. And there's another black boy in the classroom experiencing what I'm experiencing, and he would rather fight me. That's more familiar because I see fighting at home. But I can't relate to the teacher. I don't have a right fever. Think of the whole definition. This is the bottom. I skipped it because I didn't know what the fuck it meant. At the very bottom, it says breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion. If I'm not healthy, if I got wingworms, if I'm sleeping in a bed full of roaches, if I haven't eaten, I got high blood pressure because I was 300 pounds at 10 years old. I'm constipated. There's so many barriers. So, G, do you know how blessed we are that we made it? Because a lot of our brothers didn't make it past that stage. Because it's not normal to be able to survive through the hunger, through the lack of love. It's almost like Conan. That's why I like that movie. You ever seen Conan, the Barbarian? How he was a kid and they kept pushing around that thing. He got strong and everything he put him through to become the barbarian. I love that movie. My father used to watch that movie and we would just be quiet out watching my dad the way he would analyze. It wasn't a lot of words in the movie. I remember James Earl Jones was the bad guy. How he had the white women and the snake. Oh, my father loved that movie because it had everything to do about power and manipulating the mind, and how Conan prayed at the end in the last battle to Crom. And if you don't help me, he said, fuck you then. I do this shit myself. It was a self-esteem that Conan got from fighting that battle with those brothers. And then
most definitely, Conan was the truth, man. The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's the best. That shit was serious.
My father, we didn't watch TV, but he let me watch that movie because he wanted me to understand power and these elements that we're teaching today. Because he didn't have a lot of time with me. My mom would let me see him like every 3 months, every 6 months. So he didn't have a lot of time with me. So I would watch him. I would watch him when he would do things. Homeostasis.
I totally understand it. Like, I remember, I'm happy I never did nothing that I couldn't come back from, right? I remember this one time, man, I was with my homeboy. Rest in peace, man. He dead now, man. And we were just sitting there. We had a gun and shit. This was like 05. We just sitting there, right? We young as fuck. We like 15, 14 or so, 16. I think I was 16 in 05, yeah. So we sitting there, man. And my man's and one of my other homies, we just sitting there. He was like, hey, man, let's go catch a body. And we just looked at this nigga. And we looked for a minute and we was contemplating. And my man was like, man, this nigga crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because we all contemplated it just because he said it and we had the gun. Like, man, let's go do something. Let's go hurt somebody. Let's go catch a body out here tonight. But this is just how fucked up we was mentally, bro. That we all contemplated for no reason catching somebody and just doing them greasy. That's how I understand what's going on in these streets. Like, we mentally fucked up. We destitute, bro. A lot of us are out here living in this world with nothing to live for, man. And we just trying to have feelings or understand or anything, bro. I know a lot of dudes who lost their lives before they ever got a chance to live. I know people who lost themselves before they ever had a meaning of what it meant. And a lot of us is running from these decisions and this nonsense and just I just think like I don't even go to my old neighborhood or none of that shit no more, bro. I used to still go, but like I just every time I went, I would get sad because I'm watching the same shit repeat itself. I'm watching little boys who don't got no love, trying to struggle out here, and I'm trying to give them guidance. And then you got the predators out there praying, and you got the succubuses and the harpies and the predators, the nothingness, the dope fiends. It's just that shit triggers me, bro, and I start getting angry. You know what I'm saying? Because I under like, man, ain't nothing good out there, bro. There's nothing and that's a lot of us growing up in these environments. We need places to go or something that we could see because every day the shit that you see doesn't give you no hope. It's like there's no future because every day in the hood is the same as yesterday.
So now you know why you got to create your channel. And now you know what you got to talk about. Because you have been blessed with a vision. When we talk about the Skinner box, you not only know the psychology, but you've experienced it just like me. And when you go back, it's painful because you see the experiment. When I grew up in the 80s. It was a song, "You blind, you can't see, you need to wear sunglasses like DMC." They was talking about the issues in the ghetto. "You blind, you can't see, you need to wear sunglasses like DMC." And I know you wish you could put the glasses on the young men so they could see the experiment. So
Have you ever heard that song, Somebody Loves You, Baby? That's the song like us. Like, that somebody loves you, baby. Like, we just need to hear that, man. Because motherfuckers don't feel no love out here, man.
on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, like,
That's what's wrong with the mentor. The youngster can't get your message because he got to go back home to that same environment me you grew up in, to no lights, to roaches, to a sister might get in rape, to no food. He heard everything you said. I'm on the block, nobody's out but Shorty Doo-Wop rubbing 250s together in the bridge. We call them oops. He got to go back to that reality. I would hear my uncle talk to me. I would hear the older niggas talk to me. But I got to go back and live with Mama Shirley, nigga. And you know what Mama Shirley is, nigga. Is you going to take me from her, nigga? No. So thank you, nigga. Thank you for the advice, nigga. But I go back to Mama Shirley house, nigga. And you know that. So I can't hear this shit.
you
I
know,
don't even want you to mentor to me, nigga. Don't tell me what's good, nigga. I don't need to hear what's good. Nigga, I'm going back home. You gonna let me live here with you? Okay, nigga, fuck you. Don't tell me what's good and what could be, nigga. I'm going back.
and you know what? The shit, when I finally broke out of it, it took me till I was like 29 years old to break out this shit, bro. And I used to remember when I was young, I used to listen to that motherfucking C Murder shit, that Ruthless, as a child, a juvenile. Like, and I just be thinking, like, man, we was all out that motherfucker before we barely was hitting puberty. Like, we was out this motherfucker, like, we was just out there ruthless, like animals, my nigga. Like, and motherfuckers be like, bro, like, and we relate and you hear the youngest relating themselves to that shit in the music, demons, animals, because they don't got no hope. Them niggas like, nigga, I'm a demon, nigga. Like, I ain't, like, I'm already in hell. So either I gonna be a victim, I'm gonna be one of the people in hell getting treated by the demons, or I'm gonna be the demon. And after a while, you get so tired of it, you just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be a demon now.
Well,
Cause I'm tired of getting burnt. I'm tired of being a victim. I'm tired of being the one that get beat. I'm tired of being the one that gotta go hungry. I'm tired of being the one that was cold. I'm tired of being the one that rejected. So you just turn into a fucking demon, dog. And it's like it gets inside of your soul.
it's not a demon. It's not
Like,
a demon. It's not a demon. You know what it is? You said it earlier when you compared us to the Pavlovic dog. It's an animal human nature. When we talk about thought, we talk about the female nature. It's who we are on our most primal level. It's an animal nature that comes out in all human beings, men and women. So tonight we've talked about getting super because we've talked about the pyramid and how the benefits of acquiring the things on the pyramid and what the men will be if they have these things. What my little brother has taken us down the road is, what will be the behaviors if you take away these things from the black boy? If you make these things elusive in the young black boy's life, how will they behave? We know the answer. We see Chicago. We see Milwaukee, Milwaukee. We know the answer. We know the answer already. So if you remove the things in the pyramid, then you have the existence that G had. You have the existence that Rogish had, that I had, that Alonzo had. Without the love on a consistent basis, without the food on a consistent basis, without warmth. In the Skinner box, it said food, love, and warmth. Warmth represents homeostasis. Subclaw refocus the excretion.
And
Basic.
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Perfect. I don't know how what the night a nigga shot me, bro. The night I was shot, the nigga was standing over me. You know what I felt? You know what I felt perfect in that moment, bro? The nigga was standing over me. I wasn't scared. You know what the feeling that I had?
Anger.
I was relieved, bro.
Wow.
I was like, finally. I knew this shit was gonna happen. Like, finally, I'm relieved. Like, damn, we got it out the way. The nigga finally got me. And I'm so thankful that he didn't kill me that night. Cause he was standing over me. I was on the ground. But I couldn't remember being mad or scared. I was laying there thinking I'm about to die, and my head was on the ground, and I was just relieved, bro. And I sit up there, I thought about that shit. That was 10 years ago, bro. I sit up there and I think about that shit a lot. Like, damn, I think about that 4 or 5 times a week, that I was relieved that I was about to die. And I was still a kid, bro. I was still a kid. That happened when I was 17. And I think about that now, like I'm 32, that was 50. So I think about it like, damn, man, I don't remember being scared when I got shot. I really don't even remember the pain that much, even though I remember what it felt like. I just remember that feeling of relief. Laying on the ground, it felt like, go ahead and relax. It's over, man.
God kept you for a reason. Oh man, inshallah, you know how, oh man, I be getting so excited, man, because I just think about my grandma. I think about every time I heard them words that I didn't believe, and I know it's so real now because I never met you, and I know how my grandmother would say there are no coincidences, and look at what has happened, look at what he did, he's provided. Oh man, and then you got to meet me. Man, you don't know your testimony, man. Your testimony, you don't never have to go back to that hood. You just got to be brave enough to share your testimony. You're going to touch so many people. My prayer, you share that testimony, you touch my son. You touch people like my son. You know what I'm saying? I put that covering over you, brother, man. You think you got saved for nothing? You think you went through all that shit and had the mind that you have for nothing? Nah, man. This is what they're afraid of. This is what keep them up. You don't need to wake up. You need to get your rest because there's some work God got to do for you. But this will keep the suckers up. This will keep the suckers up. The suckers is wondering, why, God, did you keep them? Why, God, did you perfect them and make them and mold them into such a fine piece of specimen? Because they can't do shit with this. I call niggas bitches. They capitulate. What that nigga say? He said, I don't fuck with the ops. I don't commiserate. Nigga, 5.0 in the building. I don't give a fuck. I've issued so many invitations. This is what keeps the suckers awake. I'm not awake. I'm sleeping good being creative. I want you to sleep good. You sleep good, little bro. Them suckers need to be sweating. Thinking of a better master plan. Thinking, what I'm going to talk about. I didn't think about this show today. I never do. It's effortlessly. I was given this shit. We was kept for a reason. We them. Them motherfuckers is those. The green turtle, if you still there, I want you to read the green, and then little brother, I want you to read the purple, because we about to get to this purple rain.
Self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, respect by others.
Then the purple is self-actualization, and it's morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, acceptance of fact. And you know what, Perf? I think about this shit, and even my life, I think about it, and the reason I don't talk about it a lot when we in these spaces is because I know I'm not the only one. You know, this is the story of so many of us growing up. A lot of us didn't make it, man. And the truth is, I still got problems sleeping at night, bro. Sometimes I just be up for days because I can't close my eyes, bro. And this shit fuck with me, bro. It fuck with me internally. Cause I'm seeking more and I wanna, and everybody say you gotta just let it go. And I'm like, how, bro? I still haven't figured out how to let this shit go. I figured out how to keep moving on in life and to keep working and to keep living and all that shit. I ain't figured out how to not care though. The truth is, I think all of us always gonna care, bro. And if we don't talk about it, I know Josh still think about some of his partners in the DR or some of his partners in New York that he lost or that he just had to separate from. Because I just think about some of my partners, man. You know, I just sent money to the jailhouse to niggas, man, that I think about. I really don't talk to them no more because I can't let them get to me mentally. I can't let them pull me back mentally into those spaces. But I sent them some money. I put some money on their books and shit because I can't forget them. You know, I reach out because I can't forget them. Sometimes I just give money to people on the street. I see a brother, you know, they ask me for some change. I ain't no cold-hearted nigga. I wish I could say I give it to them, bro. Motherfucker like, man, I don't give nobody no, man, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I give bums money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even gonna call them bums. I give people on the streets money, man. Sometimes I just give it to them because I got it in my pocket. Like, cause I can't forget. I remember them days when I really needed that, man. So I don't know, bro. This shit deep, man.
Thank you for sharing your testimony, bro. I wanted you to read the last part because I wanted you to know what's waiting for you. Right now, you're still very young. You think you old. You're still very young. And you working on the green part. And what will happen in life as you grow, things will be provided to you that will help you let go of some of those other things. For me, it was when I had children or I had people who came into my life who I had to parent, who may not be my children. It could be a woman. Like right now, you locking down your female. Sometimes we choose women that we have to parent. That builds our character. So as we move forward, when my grandma, when she was alive, and I remember a conversation, she would say, D, it's hard for me to sleep. And she say, when I can't sleep, I just pray. And I'll be like, Grandma, why it be hard for you to sleep? And it'd be the same thing. She think about the people because she came here from Mississippi with her sister, and her sister wasn't alive, and they grew up on the plantation, and she living this life in California, and it was hard for her because she remembered the plantation, she remembered Big Mama, and everybody in California just know the California life. But she says she'll pray and she'll just name all of her grandkids' name. And she say, I got so many grandkids, and then we in the streets. And she say, D, I was the oldest grandchild. And she like, you had me up at night because she know what I do. Her and my mother, she sold the house that we lived in because I wouldn't stop selling dope and my mama wouldn't stop smoking dope. It was her house. I remember when she sold the house, me and my mama both cried. We wasn't even friends. That was one moment I remember that we was on the same page, but it was on some evil shit. And grandma would just say she would pray and she would pray till she would fall asleep. And I remember her saying that, and I was in my 20s, I was on the block, and I couldn't understand it. I didn't understand it till much, much later in life, where I had these kids who was not in my home, where I had my brother who was born addicted to crack cocaine, and I was like, I had these people, and I raised my little brother, but my little brother suffered from the homeostasis and these things not being able to matriculate up this pyramid. And I had the moment where I would just be praying. And I told this story before, like as a child, I would pray and I would ask for things from God like Christmas. Like, can you do this, God? Can you get my mama clean? But as I grew older, my prayer shifted. And I would just be thankful and I would have this prayer of thanks. And I would say, thank you that I'm alive. Thank you that little Donald not dead. Thank you for keeping me out of jail. Thank you for keeping him out of jail. And that would be my prayer. And I understood what my grandmother was praying for. And it was just one of those things that really helped me. Because I think sometimes we glorify sleep. And you can have rest without sleeping. And it ain't so much that you need to sleep, is that you need to rest. And you won't let yourself rest because you won't let yourself have peace. It's not nothing external. Because I did it to myself. That's what the pastor be talking about, the internal demons that be whooping your ass. Because it's you yourself who won't let yourself have peace because you are judging yourself. That's what Maya in the scales is all about. The prayer, the meditation, the heavy lifting, that solitude with self, that's what bring the understanding. I know you know this from your studies with your spirituality, but I'm just sharing you my testimony that helped me. And I know you pray, but I would just, in them moments, I would, before I turn and feel like I'm losing sleep or feeling like I need sleep, I would go to this pyramid. I would go to the understanding that it's not really sleep that's eluding me. It's the peace that won't allow me to rest. And it's me doing it to myself. It's all these things exist.
And quick question, is it guilt? Is it a question of do I deserve to have this peace when they don't? Or is it something else?
Irv in the building. What's up, Pastor? Rogish is giving us our props this evening.
Tell them young Thundercats to get up here on the panel, man.
Yeah, man.
They doing a lot of reaching, man. Tell them to come up on here and talk with the brothers, man. We need them.
Man. Sun Cloud Perfect. What's up? Why? What's up? Why? I want to watch the video again. The video is a short video. I want to watch the video again because I think it drives a point home. It's a very short video before we go.
But I'm gonna talk to what Sunclaw said. I don't know if it's guilt, Sunclaw, because honestly, I don't know how to deal with it yet. You know, some nights, sometimes I'll be up for a couple days at a time and shit. You know, and some days I sleep better in the daytime than the nighttime. Like, it's just, I think about these things and we try to grow through them to self actualize. and I don't understand what to do, man. You know, I've heard everybody say the words, but it's the feelings that I can't get rid of. I can logically understand everything that happened, but it still hurt. That shit still hurt me, man. That shit still bothers me.
Pain is good. Pain is
You
good.
know,
Pain is good. Embrace the pain. Embrace the pain. Pain is good. Long suffering. That's what they say in the Baptist church. I remember it was on the wall. I remember asking the preacher, I see it my whole life, and I didn't know what it meant. And I finally got it after the divorce. Long suffering. You heard that before in the biblical sense, how in the Baptist church, how they talk about long suffering? We talk about,
no, I've heard it. I've heard it, man. I ain't gonna say I'm tired because I'm still living. I'm still pushing, man. But
I'm not saying feel pain. I'm not saying stay in pain. I'm saying pain is good. Embrace the pain. Be thankful for the pain because it's made you the person you are. My wife remarks about you. You are a man of character.
I don't know. I just be trying, bro. I be lately. I've been finding myself just up listening to Sam Cooke and James Brown at night, man.
Don't
And Jackie Wilson and shit. I just be bumping the old heads because I finally understand them. Like it's crazy when you listen to songs and you listen to music and you understand some of it, but I understand what it means. Like I understand what the word soul music mean now. You know what I mean? And that's all I really listen to now, man. I don't even. I just be listening to them brothers spit they soul out, man. Especially Sam Cooke, you know, and Jackie Wilson, and I was listening to Nat King Cole the other day, man. I'm like, damn, boy, these brothers gone. My people was like, nigga, what you listening to Nat King Cole? I'm like, man, I finally understand this brother, man. Like, I understand what he's saying. You feel me? Like, real life, man.
actual factual. Actual factual. Shit, man, let's close it out, man. What y'all got on the close, man? Shit, we ain't got to watch the video again. They could watch it in the replay, man. Let's close it out, man. We had a powerful show tonight. Superpower Hour. We got superheroes on the panel. You know what I'm saying? We went through the Maslow's hierarchy, gave them a pyramid. Some real jewels, man. I know this is one that you can come back to and really do some healing. So you know how it go. I'm not going to leave it up. I'm gonna leave it up for a couple days, man, and I'm gonna put it on private. Y'all see, I've been putting all this powerful shit I've been doing on private, man, because you know the shit that like this, man, is just can't be given away for free, man. I want people to benefit, so that's why you see the shit on private, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason, it's a method to the madness, man. So if motherfuckers want to get healing, motherfuckers want to get your boy out there, y'all gonna have to get active. I'm doing my part. My brotherhood gonna have to do their part. So it's gonna be up for a couple days, but then this motherfucker going on private until I figure out how to get this motherfucker up on my Patreon where motherfuckers can come pay and pay what you weigh. You feel me? But that's the way this shit gonna go if you haven't noticed it. You know what I'm saying? And then we fucking with the shorts. We had 30 some odd thousand views. We on our way, man. We on our way, man. God is good, inshallah. So I'm gonna throw it to my little brother G. And we're gonna close it out. We're gonna throw it, and then Turtle gonna do his 1-2 wiggle on these hoes. Yeah, man. Thanos Monday, you bitch. Let's go.
Yeah, I would just say escape the prison of your mental frame and your mind, man. Escape the prison of dissolution and destitution and poverty, man, because that prison is what leads you to the physical prison. That prison is what leads you to poverty. That mental prison of not believing in yourself and believing that no matter what you're gonna do, something bad gonna happen. You're fighting your willpower to make your life better. You know, sometimes it's good to sit back and enjoy your vice, a vice of your nature, and just appreciate living and breathing and existing, and to understand that this is what it's about, and not get bogged down by people saying you need to have this, or you should do this, or you should have that, because they don't know where you come from or how you coming from. They don't know what you had to do to get to the place that you are. And I don't got it all figured out either, man. I still struggle with this shit too. So I'm not giving nobody no advice. I'm just stating my opinion, man, that the biggest fight we gotta fight is the prison in our mind that's being created by all of our bad experiences and the abuse and the trauma. We need to deal with that. I'm not gonna say I need to deal with that, and I would encourage the brothers to deal with that first, because a mental prison doesn't need no physical chains to hold you back. Peace to the gods, man.
Say peace. Say peace, bro. Say peace. Sunclaw, what you got, Turtle?
Yeah, G over here got me thinking of old school songs, man. You know what I was thinking about? Ray Charles, man. Hit the road.
Hit the road, Jack.
And don't you come back.
No,
No more, no more, no more, no more.
hit the road,
Hit
Jack.
the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Yeah. Old woman, don't you treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I have to pack my things and go. That's right.
Hit the road, Jack.
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't RUNNOFT.
Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this way, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday. And she replies, don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good. What? Yeah, that back when I was young, man. Back when I was young. In that hierarchy, I only see 3 tiers. Because to me, those middle 3 out of those 5 tiers is just one. That self-esteem, that confidence, that achievement. You can't have the confidence, the achievement without the self-esteem. Without that self-esteem, you can't have the respect of others. Without self-esteem, you cannot be respected by others. Without a good family relationships, good friendships, the sexual intimacy, you cannot have the self-esteem that you need to achieve the rest. Without security of body, employment, and resources, again, those things come from family. And it all is kind of synergistic. Those 3 middle tiers are synergistic. They work together and they multiply each other and they make each other stronger. The stronger your family bonds, the stronger your sense of security, the stronger your self esteem is going to be. But again, you have to have that strong foundation. You cannot build upon sand. You need to have those basics covered. But then when you start building up from those basics, once you have that homeostasis, you have your food, your basic needs met. You need to get to that security of body, of employment, of resources, of morality, of family. And that of family is the most important. The family connects to the health and it connects to the prosperity. If you have family that ain't no good, it's going to wear on your health. It's going to wear on your prosperity or your property. Because family members who don't care about you, will wear your health down and they will wear your resources down as well. So that's important. And if you have anybody in your life that is compromising that particular area, cast them out. Cast them out of your life because they ain't no good to you. You tell them to hit the road. They say, I'll be back on my feet one day. Say, I don't care if you do because it's understood. You ain't got no money, you ain't no good. Tell them to kick rocks. You see, that's a problem that we have people around us that have the ability to bring us down. We have to have enough self-esteem and love for ourselves not to allow other people to come around and be disrespecting us. Anywho, that's all I had to say. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Oh woman, don't you treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman I've ever seen.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman I've ever seen. I guess if you said so, I'll never have to beg the thing and go. What you say? Now, baby, don't treat me this way. I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause understood. You ain't got no money, you just no good.
Well, I guess if you said so, I'll never have to beg the thing and go. Yeah.
Don't come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Yeah.
Don't come back no more.
What you say?
Don't come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Don't come back no more.
You must be joking.
Don't come back no more.
What you trying to do to me?
Don't come back no more.
Well, can't we talk it over?
Don't come back
I
no
thought we had a better understanding.
Don't come back no
Oh, baby, don't be so chippy.
Don't come back no
You don't want to see me cry.
Don't come back no
Oh, baby, please.
Don't come back
It isn't fair.
Don't come back
You don't want me to cry no more.
Don't come